Hello YouTube, welcome back to Driving and the News. In this video, we're going to listen to the news as I drive to work. For those of you that just landed on this video, the purpose of this recording is to record history. So you can go back on YouTube, type in Driving and the News, and you can see the various videos that are there. Also, you can go to the playlist Driving and the News and see all of the news videos there and go back to a specific date, and you can listen to what was going on in the New York metropolitan area. Also, if you're from Paterson or know someone from Paterson, we have a Pride in Paterson playlist on the channel. And let's get you right into the news as you drive with me to work. Make yourselves comfortable.
In fact, that's why they have made it so easy, no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. You've heard about this, right? It's a payroll tax refund program.
We always get this particular commercial right before the top of the hour. For those of you that have been following this series, you will know that.
During the COVID-19 shutdown, go to getrefunds.com to get started. In less than 8 minutes, you can see if your business qualifies. They've already helped clients claim more than $3 billion through the ERC. They may be able to help you too. And by the way, this is without any upfront charge. That's right. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Also, you want to be aware, many business owners think they're not going to qualify, but that's based off incomplete or outdated information. So don't let this pass you by. Go to getrefunds.com. Again, getrefunds.com.
WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Sunny, breezy, very warm today. We'll get up to 74 in the city, upper 70s in some inland areas, round 70 on Long Island, 52 and clear now in Central Park. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Rebecca Williams is our service aide. Justin Schrager's at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, 52 degrees, 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday, April 11th. I'm Lee Harris, and here's what's happening. A 17-year-old boy shot to death in a subway station in the Bronx last night. Another 17-year-old was wounded. A wrong-way driver on the Belt Parkway slammed into another car head-on, killing himself and the other driver. Cops say they've got the killer who stabbed an 83-year-old man in an elevator at the Wyckoff Gardens houses in Brooklyn. A disgruntled employee who killed 5 people at a bank in Louisville was killed in a shootout with police. We'll tell you about the scammers targeting older folks who are taking money out of Citibank ATMs. Sports, the Mets shut out the Padres, the Yankees lost to the Guardians, the Islanders and Rangers lost too. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, sunny and warmer today, but very breezy. We'll have a high of 74. What's news time, 8:01. Traffic and transit on the ones now. Karen Stewart with the update.
Long Islanders westbound LIE at New Hyde Park Road. We've got an accident blocking the right lane and the exit ramp from New Hyde Park Road, by the way. Traffic delays are very heavy in the area. We're bumper to bumper. We go back to exit 31 on the LIE right now. Meanwhile, if you're traveling the westbound Sunrise Highway over at exit 54, we've got an accident blocking the left. There are slowdowns there as well. Long Island Railroad is on time. The Newark World Trade Center line of the path is back, and we have no delays on the subways. New Jersey, northbound 95 express lanes going towards the GW Bridge. South of exit 71 in Teaneck, we've got an accident. The right lane is closed. Hudson River crossings, avoid the GW Bridge. It's just a plague right now that you need to stay away from. The inbound George upper is 70 minutes. See, I told you. The inbound George lower is 40 minutes, and the outbound George back to Jersey is 60 plus for both the upper and lower levels. And on the upper level, there's ongoing police activity, and only the left lane is open. The inbound Lincoln is 30, the inbound Holland is 30. Alternate side of the street parking rules and regulations are in effect. Responds by Charles Tyrrell. Hit the refresh button on your workwear wardrobe with quality menswear from Charles Tyrrell. The London brand makes it easy for you to look and feel your best. Check out their famous range of over 600 sharp shirts at ctshirts.com. Use promo code TRAFFIC to get 3 shirts for $99 plus free shipping. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Gunfire broke out at a subway station in the Bronx last night, and it was fatal for a teenager. Glenn Schuck with what we know so far from the Burke Avenue station.
The latest violence in the city involving young people here at the 2-5 subway station, Burke Avenue and White Plains Road. The gunfire tearing through the area about 10 last night. A 17-year-old boy going down, shot in the head. He later died at Jacoby. Another 17-year-old boy, he was hit in the hip. He's been stabilized at the hospital. The police investigation going well into the morning from last night. And those like Paul Hines, who live about 5 blocks away, coming by. He's a parent.
Yeah, I do have kids, and to get a phone call like that is absolutely devastating. You know, to get a call from a police officer, police department that your child was, you get that news, and it's absolutely heartbreaking.
The tragic symbols of violence, all these shell casings and evidence markers, as police review surveillance footage to try to track down the killer. Glenn Schuck, 1010 wins, 92.3 FM, the Allerton section of the Bronx.
Cops got a call this morning about somebody driving eastbound on the Belt Parkway. The problem is this driver was in the westbound lanes and was hitting multiple cars. He hit one head-on near exit 13, killing the driver of that car and himself. The wrong-way driver was 52 years old. The driver he hit was 79. And that's about all we have right now. Cops say they've got the killer who stabbed an 83-year-old man in an elevator at the Wyckoff Gardens houses in Brooklyn over the weekend. 26-year-old Giovanni Vale was reportedly arrested at a city hospital after checking himself in for psychiatric issues. Hospital staffers alerted police. No charges have been filed against him as of yet, but we'll hear more about the case from Police Commissioner Sewell at 11 this morning. Police have made an arrest in a fatal shooting at a smoke shop in Harlem on Sunday night. The 36-year-old victim was shot in the head. Under arrest, 21-year-old Messiah Nantwi of Harlem. He's charged with murder and criminal possession of a weapon. Cops are looking into the possibility that this was a drug deal gone bad. An e-bike battery is being blamed for a fire in Astoria yesterday, which killed 2 children. Investigators say the bike was being charged near the entrance of the 2-family home, and the victims didn't have a chance to get out. Abdul Mubarak is a friend of the family.
I personally think that they should ban them. They should ban them. And one of the reasons why, because this is a big city. We don't need anything that will ignite a fire and hurt a lot of people.
That makes 5 people have died in the city so far this year in e-bike battery-related fires. 10-10 winds AccuWeather, sunny, breezy, warmer this afternoon. The wind will gust up to 30 miles an hour. We'll have a high of 74 in the city, upper 70s inland, Long Island staying closer to 70. 52 now, sunny, humidity at 38. The winds are southwest, 8 miles an hour. It's 52 degrees. We're going up to 74. An apparently disgruntled employee shot up the bank where he worked in Louisville, Kentucky yesterday. He killed 5 people, including a senior vice president of the bank.
People working at Old National Bank locked themselves in bathrooms. Others reportedly hid inside the vault. Troy Hayes ran from the packed conference room where the shooter opened fire.
He just started. He had a long assault rifle, and you heard the shots just start firing. Whoever's next to me got shot, and it bloods on me from it.
Police say officers arrived quickly and killed the gunman, 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon.
Wendy Watts reporting 8 people were wounded, including 2 police officers. Sources tell ABC News that Sturgeon had recently gotten word that he was going to be fired and that he left a note for his parents and friends indicating he planned to shoot up the bank. He live-streamed the attack. A judge who ordered an abortion pill pulled off the market stayed his order for 2 weeks to allow for legal challenges, and now those challenges are being filed.
The Department of Justice has filed an appeal against a conservative federal judge's ruling which suspends FDA approval for the abortion pill mifepristone. Writing, if allowed to take effect, the court's order would thwart FDA's scientific judgment and severely harm women, particularly those for whom mifepristone is a medical or practical necessity.
Nicole D'Antonio reporting a number of states with Democratic governors are stockpiling the pills just in case they are pulled from the market. These states include Massachusetts and California. New York may be joining them. Governor Hochul is scheduled to speak on the matter at noon today. Instructors at Rutgers went on strike yesterday for the first time in the history of the school. The president of Rutgers was planning to ask for a court order to get the strikers back to work, but he says Governor Murphy called him last night and asked him not to do that just yet. The governor says he thinks this can be worked out without a court order.
I am hopeful that we can come to a resolution that meets both sides' needs fairly and come to that resolution ASAP. As I indicated was my strong desire to both parties.
Some classes were held anyway yesterday, but there were reports of strikers disrupting some of those classes. Scammers are targeting older folks as they're taking money out of Citibank ATMs. They come up to an older person at the ATM, ask if they've dropped some money, and while the victim is distracted looking on the ground, they grab the victim's ATM card out of the machine and swap it for a dummy card. Since the crooks watch the victim punch in their PIN code, they can then take the real card and help themselves to thousands in cash. They've been hitting all over the city and somehow managed to pull $21,500 from just one account. They've gotten about $77,000 in all. Cops do have surveillance photos from 3 of the incidents, but the crooks are wearing masks and baseball caps, so the photos aren't very useful. President Biden heading to Ireland today, a place where he has roots.
The first Irish Catholic president since John F. Kennedy, Joe Biden will spend much of his time on this island visiting the counties where his ancestors were born. But first, a speech here in Belfast marking the 25th anniversary of the peace deal that ended decades of violence between Catholics and Protestants. Recent tensions here have led British officials to raise the terror threat level in Northern Ireland to severe. But National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says Mr. Biden isn't worried.
The president is more than comfortable making this trip, and he's very excited to do it.
Stephen Portnoy in Belfast ahead of the president's arrival. The president said yesterday he was planning to run for re-election but wasn't ready to make an official announcement yet. Indications are that he may wait until summer to do that. It's 53, sunny. We're going up to 74 in Midtown. Now this, Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations, a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on my commute to work as we listen to the news in the New York metropolitan area. We'll see you on the next video.